Hi, welcome to Buzz, Louisville's underground business voice. We're here with Sapata of CertaPro Painters. Did I get the last name right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Paisano, I want to make sure I got that done. Hey, commercial painting is one of those things that people think they know what you do, but I really think CertaPro kind of sets itself in a whole different level, and you personally have really developed a great personal brand here in the market. Tell me what makes you different in how you guys provide your service.
Well, certainly, Tony. As you know, painters have gotten this horrible reputation of just showing up, or sometimes showing up, never showing up on time.
Butt crack, the whole 9 years.
Yeah, the whole image.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I got to erase that now. But that whole thing about their professionalism, not showing up on people, kind of misdirecting customers. Telling customers, we'll be done by tomorrow. 2 weeks later, they're still there. The family feels like they've got to cook dinner for them.
They're being held hostage almost.
Exactly. They're being held hostage, and it's a never-ending drain of cash. I mean, it was $500, they were told, and then all of a sudden it's $750, and yet they're hit up with another bill for an additional $200 or $300. We don't do that.
Okay.
We don't do any of that. We tell the customer we're going to be there at 8 o'clock. Now, I wish we were in a perfect world, and we were always, sometimes it's 8:10, but we're there within a few minutes of 8 o'clock. When we tell them it's going to take 2 or 3 days, most likely it's going to be 2 or 3 days. Sometimes it's a little sooner, but typically the range we give them is worst case scenario. So we're done and out of their way.
They can plan their lives around you.
Exactly, exactly. So when we tell them, sometimes we have some folks that feel a little nervous and they want to be home because we are strangers. And part of what we do is we try and make our customers feel comfortable with us.
Sure.
And allow us into their homes. They've got to trust you.
Sure.
So, but there's always that person that, they're not going to trust anybody. And they're going to take off from work. Well, when you tell them 3 days, they don't want to burn more than 3 days.
Amen.
So if we can get it done in 2 and they can get back to work, they love it.
Now, Lee, you got here in an indirect route. You were on the buying side for years. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you really, when you're speaking to the context of what you think, of what you guys are as a brand and professionalism and doing all the things that you say you do. Tell me about what that means to you and what you did in your past life.
Well, in the past, I was a project manager. I degreed engineer, and I was always in the engineering department managing many projects. With time, and as my career went on, I became engineering manager and director of engineering, where I had to manage facilities, campuses of buildings, buildings with manufacturing equipment. So I was always working with the trades. And as you pointed out, I was always on the receiving end of those services.
Sure.
I always had to sit down and discuss my expectation and a cost, a schedule. I mean, some of the things we spoke a few minutes about, trying to meet a schedule and meet that cost and budget. Well, I brought that to the plate now.
To your franchise, right? And I think that's what it's really important for everybody out there to know. That is because when you're going after these facility managers and you're looking to become a vendor for them to get that commercial side, of your business. I know you guys do residential and commercial, but when you're going after that piece, I think that's a huge differentiator in the fact that you've sat on that side of the desk and you know what the pain that they're working with, what a vendor can do to their job, their day-to-day, their P&L. And I think that is one of those things that you can talk that is in their world. It's not that whole other side of the desk dynamic is very powerful for you in your personal brand and in what you're doing with CertaPro.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about being flexible for the customer and understanding what the customer is going through. As you pointed out, having done it for 26 years, now that I'm at the other side, I can offer flexibility to my customers.
Now, Lee, doing the Rainmaker thing, kind of changing gears here for a second, what I would think are good strategic partners for you are the other vendors that are going after those facility managers, maybe a landscaping company, somebody who's doing the window cleaning could be a good strategic partner. Those guys that are all the augmenting value-added services that have to go into upkeeping a building could be a good strategic referral source for you. Is that true?
Always, always. Anytime you have any type of service that has a contact with a facilities manager would be a huge relation for me. As you pointed out, having managed these facilities in the past, when I walk in and I'm going in to look at a particular project, they're always 2 or 3 other things that I can offer. For instance, they may have I'm going in to paint a facility, but I may see a problem that I can address for them.
Okay. So vendors that are selling to those other facility managers, great strategic relationships. You guys understand how to be there, deliver the products you said you would, under promise, over deliver, right?
Absolutely.
And that's really what CertaPro is all about. That's why you guys are a national franchise. But just one last thing, you got a kind of a personal thing that you're doing to build your brand, and I wanted everybody to kind of talk about that just a little bit, because I think it's really cool from a social media standpoint how you're becoming more than just a company in what you're doing. So talk a little bit about that.
Are you talking about the food and wine thing?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as you know, Tony, I do have a passion for food and wine, and that was probably one of the perks of the 26 years of facilities management. I got to eat out quite a bit.
Sure.
And learned a lot over the years. And as I go out and I go through the community, I find a lot of neat little places that I probably wouldn't have gone to in the past. So I kind of like to be adventurous and explore, and I'll go in and ask what the special of the day is and try it. And every now and then I find some real gems.
You can put it on your vlog, your video blog, right?
I've bought this flip,
Yeah.
and I'll go ahead and record. I'll take a shot of the plate. And kind of put together a day in a painter's life. What would a painter eat, or where would he go, or where would we have our meetings?
So you got social media, you got strategic networking. You can grow a small business in this country like never before. Lee Sapata, you've been Buzz. Thanks, man.